And I want to say one of the first American response units in country at the time. Primarily, we used our C-130 aircraft. I didn't really cover an inventory. We have C-130 planes. We have our HE-25 Falcon jet, H-60 Jayhawk helicopter, the H-65 Dolphin, which is what I fly. I'm not too proud of the name Dolphin, though, right? The Coast Guard could pick a little bit more tough-sounding names. I kind of like Jayhawk, but and then the HC-144 Ocean Sentry, like I mentioned earlier. C-130s were the big show in Haiti because they provided heavy lift for supplies to get in and evacuation for people to get out. That was a big thing. We spent a lot of time evacuating American citizens in Haiti. I had no idea that we had so many down there, but we were taking them off by the dozens with every C-130 that left the country. So we did get to do a lot of great things there. I served as essentially well, the title was Air Boss. It was more Air Mission Coordinator for the first 2 weeks of the response. And just in my time alone, we had evacuated, I want to say, just under 1,000 American citizens, performed about 500 medical evacuations, and moved 1.1 million tons of relief supplies into the country. So it was a pretty big thing for just a short amount of time. And the further along we went, of course, the more things got complicated, the more they started tying our hands with how many aircraft could get in, when they can get in, and such. But all in all, it was still a very successful operation. Again, very unfortunate what happened there. But as far as the U.S. response, and actually it was very enlightening and almost warming to see the world response that took place. There were actually aircraft, I want to say, from every country flying aid in, or doctors, or anything like that. And it got to a point where a lot of barriers were brought down. Just from an aviation standpoint, and I'm sure Joey can appreciate this, Cuba opened up their airspace to Coast Guard aircraft flying relief down into Haiti to lessen the transit. And that was actually very big. Again, nice to see that at a time where people really needed help, we can put certain differences aside. So, all in all, Coast Guard, I feel it's a very rewarding job. I've been proud to say I've served for about 10 years now. That's not counting my academy time, both on ship and in aviation, and do some great missions. My original plan was actually to go into the Marines, and I applied to the Naval Academy, and I got in. Before I got into the Coast Guard Academy, I was actually an alternate for the Coast Guard Academy. And I just really had the attitude when I got that alternate appointment that, if the Coast Guard didn't want me, then I don't want to be part of it. So I accepted my appointment to Annapolis and was ready to go. And I got my acceptance really late with Coast Guard, and actually had some things to think about. One of the things that really jammed it home for me was that the Coast Guard, of course, at the time, there was nothing going on peacetime. Coast Guard had a peacetime and, believe it or not, a wartime mission. For those of you that don't know, the Coast Guard has been involved in every war that the U.S. has been in, not just protecting the beach here in the home front. We actually have people out in Iraq now. We had patrol boats in Vietnam. We literally have played an active role in every war. Maybe not to the same size or magnitude as the Department of Defense Services, but we have been there. So it was a consideration for being Navy. What did I really want to do? And with there being just this peace all around the world at the time, I knew I wanted to do something where I was going to be able to practice and perform my primary mission every day if I needed to. And search and rescue, law enforcement is always there regardless of what's going on in the world. That was a big straw for me, and that's ultimately what made me go back on my work to Annapolis, and I'm sure kill any chance I ever had of getting to the Navy or Marines after that.